feet. We're going to spread this encouragement from the church to the street. The Lekeisha Mosley Show. The Lekeisha Mosley Show. The Lekeisha Mosley Show. And they talk about nothing but the unseen and unspoken issues while providing encouragement and love and understanding. She talks about issues that people in high places and influences are afraid to discuss publicly. Stay tuned. It's about to get real live. And you're tuned in to the Lekeisha Mosley Show.
Greetings, family. Happy Monday. Happy Monday to you. It is so great to have you this evening. It is a beautiful evening. Hey, it's Lekeisha Mosley, and I'm so grateful that you took the time to come out to the Lekeisha Mosley Show. Listen, I'm excited about today. We're going to have an amazing show. Not only do we have an amazing topic, but we have a phenomenal guest here for my show today that I'm literally lost words, honestly, because I don't believe I have enough time to just explain who I have on this show. But before I introduce my special guest on our show today, I'm going to go ahead and discuss our topics first. Our amazing topic, listen, the times today, God is truly talking between all of us, really giving us knowledge and understanding of what he is doing. And even when you don't know that he's doing something, I promise you, God is in control and he is doing something. So the topic today we're going to talk about is called the Master Plan Evolved. The Master Plan Evolved. I want you to think about that because I just know our Creator has a master plan. Our master plan is different than everyone else. It depends on how you're perceiving it. And I just want to know what you think it is for you. Listen, I'm going to talk about what I think it is for me, and my special guest is going to tell us what she thinks as well, too. And we're going to go into just the details of our topic and our amazing guest. But before we go into all of that, I want to introduce to you who I have on the Lekeisha Mosley Show. This woman is an amazing woman. She's a God. She's an American comedian, American actress. Listen, this woman's a creative. She literally is allowing God to talk to her through just amazing inspiration, being funny, and just really bringing all of our spirits and joy, and really just diving into what God is, honestly, because you have to understand the joy of the Lord is truly our strength, and she is operating in that amazing gift. I have an amazing woman of God. Her name is Miss Annie Mcknight. Miss Annie, are you here with me today?
Yes, I am. How are you today, Lekeisha? Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, God. It's just a pleasure and honor to have you, honestly. It's just a beautiful time just for you to take some time out your schedule to come on the Lekeisha Mosley Show.
Yes. I greatly appreciate the opportunity and taking the time out to come to talk with you.
Well, listen,
I've listened to a couple of your shows already online, and everything, and I enjoy them all.
Oh, amen. Listen, that means a lot, honestly. I'm just being myself, Annie. I really am. I'm just Keisha, transparent. I'm just talking about, what I believe is relevant, in our today's, topics of life, and just really just keeping it real because we need to hear something real. We need to heal. I feel that's what we need to do in this world.
Amen. Yeah, that's it. God. From so many things, from so many traumas that have been placed upon us and unfortunately perpetuated over the years. And I'm not just talking about African American. I'm just talking about, like I believe you're talking as a whole of people, that some of the challenges that we've had to face living, just living and living in a state, a place on this earth. And it's unfortunate sometimes that the human side, has a couple of different sides, the good, the evil. And we have to be able to know how to guard our hearts and guard our minds. And we have to know how to stay on watch all the time. I think that's what happens most of the time. That we kind of like get off watch.
Oh, wow. I really feel that what you're saying about that sometimes. We can get so distracted with just life, right? Mm-hmm. And oh my goodness. And I believe life is going to be here. we forget that sometimes, you know. And wow, I feel like God is really doing something. You said something so profound just now with that, you know, because a lot of times it's crazy that it takes this to get our attention. Don't you think? It's crazy to get our attention this way, right? Like, wow, we're really set down right now. Like, wow. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah. And making you think about all the things that have happened as well as could happen. It kind of like got you in this box, and it's like they're pulling straws, and who knows who's the next straw that's going to be too short and have to go, and it's up against everybody. And in a way, you know, God has His way of cleansing things. You know, there was, I think it was 4 major things that had occurred in life throughout history that has made major changes in the world. You know, so I think that this is also one. I think that hopefully it will make us realize that there are no higher or no lowers. You know, unfortunately, I just heard that the UK chancellor, he's not the president, I forget what they call him, that he has corona. You know, he has the virus now, you know, and being quarantined, and his wife is pregnant, and she has it. So this is kind of like a even up game changer. It shows you that nobody is really better than no one, that there are no privileged people, because privileged people often don't have to endure what everyone else endures. So I think this was brought about because the world was just getting a little bit too crazy. Things was going off too bad, and that if this doesn't set you down and make you think to yourself, well, hey, my neighbor's no better than me, and I'm no better than my neighbor. So is my coworker. So is the next comedian. You know what I'm saying? It makes you think, because there is no runaway here with this thing here. If it catches you, hey, you never know. You may or you may not survive. So it evens it out. It doesn't matter. Young, old. At first they thought it was the older population, you know, the baby boomers. Not so. Not so. So I think this is just something, if nothing else, for people to kind of like take a look at themselves and look around the world and see how beautiful a place we really have been given to live in. You know, we have so many opportunities to do various things with the weather, indoors, outdoors. You know, we have various foods. We have just a plethora of opportunities of whatever you may think you want to embark upon. But we as humans, unfortunately, we take advantage of that, and we try to put a candle to that and try to make one candle better than the other. And this is showing us that there are no privileges to nobody.
Oh, I mean, that is, and you don't understand just how on target you are just with what's happening in the world today. And I believe we're getting some wisdom just out of just your life and just your perspective of just about, you know, what God is truly doing. And we're all we're all thinking the same thing. We're on the same page, and we're all in this thing together. And I believe that's what God is showing us, that we're all in this together. And you just said that just for us talking just about, you know, our perspective about, you know, this epidemic that's happening in this world today. So, wow, we're gonna dive into that. But before we do, we have to introduce you and just let everyone know who you are. I just want you to let everyone know just a little bit just about who you are and what you represent and just what you're doing in the industry today, because it's truly, truly amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. I've been, you know, doing my thing for a minute here, and you know, I'm an old country girl from Georgia, and I follow my dream, and God blessed it. I really have to say that. You know, it started when I was young. left home like most young girls do, chasing love, and love wasn't there when I got there. And I had home, going to be with this young man that I cared for, and I thought he cared for me. And after 3 days, he put me out. I mean, wow, okay. So, but that was the game changer. Whoever knew? Because also there were my cousin who was leaving that state and was going to South Carolina. And so, I caught a ride with them, and life just simply changed. It just simply changed. And I think that sometimes things, people, activities, they come into your life for those changes. I could have been still that country girl just stuck there in Georgia, but I think by me, leaving, stepping out on faith the first time, and then when I really got out there, I saw I really had to depend on faith and God. Lord! So, Mama told me not to go. I'm like, nah, Mama, you ain't feeling what I'm feeling for this man. And so, and so... So we do what we do, right? And so it's always something of somebody that comes along. And if you don't get too carried away, and when you see you need to change, you make that change. They were saying, unfortunately, speak back a little bit about the COVID-19, with everyone staying at home, that domestic violence is up, So that what this is telling those people that ain't the one you need to be with. As hard as you might be going through that, but if you can't even sit in peace when everything else needs to be peaceful, and when there's an opportunity that both of you guys can be the same on the same deathbed, and you still don't have peace, you still can't make peace, you still can't find in your mind to say, well, maybe I need to tone this thing down because I can check out, she can check out, the kids can check out. Is it really worth me fighting now? So I try to look at things in all kind of different ways, and I think that's what makes me a comic, because I always find the funny parts of it. Just like I always say about the COVID-19 virus, that evidently it got some type of yearly deal with Uber because it's getting dropped off everywhere. So I don't know what kind of deal. I'm about to call Lyft to tell her to come pick it up because it's getting carried away here, but
oh God,
but it's getting dropped off everywhere. So I mean, if it's everywhere, then we need to kind of like tone it down. And so I just think with me, that's how it was, with my life and with everything that's happened with the first young man and everything. And when I left there and went on to South Carolina and started my career, really dove into it deeply, went to college, got back into a different college. I was already going to college, but I had, was going to change up, go to school in that area, and it just wasn't in the cards. I think if we just pay attention to our life and the bumps and the bruises, we'll kind of see which way God's trying to tell us to go. Sometimes we ignore them because we're so desperate and we want it so bad, and we think it's for us. Maybe, maybe not. Don't be afraid to make a change.
That is true, though. You're speaking on so many different levels, and I know the studio audience is listening and they're relating so much because there's so many people that were scared before to step out and just jump. They're like, wait a minute, where's my safety net? Hold on, if I jump, I don't know where I'm going to fall. And it's like, God's like, I need you to trust me. So if you didn't just say that, just in what you just said right there, like, listen, everyone, studio audience, oh my gosh, Miss Annie Mcknight is really talking to you right now, letting you know how you got to step out on your dreams and on your calling. Listen, your purpose. You have a purpose.
And he'll show it to you. He'll show it to you. If you're getting a whole lot of distractions, doing something, and you're not at peace with it, it might not be for you. It just may not be for you, because normally, anytime you do something you enjoy, your spirit is at peace. Your spirit, something may come along and may make it get riled or shifted or what have you, but for the most of the time, if you're doing something that you enjoy and it's not causing you a whole lot of static, then you're probably in the right place. You're probably in the right place. And we can't do everything, and everything's not for everybody. I think we have to be able to accept that too. You can't follow after your. Yeah. A lot of times, you find a lot of people And that just comes from camaraderie, being around your friends and people, family members, and it may not be for you. I had to change my major up. I want to teach. I still enjoy teaching. And I was going to be a radiology technologist. I changed stuff from that. Entrepreneur. Used to sell cell phones. So, I sold everything. Avon, Mary Kay, Tupperware, worked everywhere. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. So, it's life. But you can't never just stop living. And you can't stop living. You have to just keep going, and you have to know how to enjoy life and not look at it as though it's a race. You see a lot of people. That's why I think a lot of people get so frustrated. They're really racing with other people, and you're not, because you never know what's going to happen or what's going to change their course. What can change your course? So you're never in a race with the other person. You're never in that race. Mm-mm.
Oh, wow. Because in other words, you just said there's no competition. Wow.
Well, there's competition, but there is no race. See? There's a big difference if you think about it. Now, the race, if you're racing, you're trying to get to that finish line before somebody else. Now, a competitor is just someone that does the same thing you do. They may do it better. They may do it with lesser zap. They may need more assistance. You may, and even if we talk in comedic terms, you may write, they may not write. They may pay someone to write for them. And yours might just pop in your mind, bam, bam. But how can you compete with that? Because that's different DNA. I can't come up there and compete with that. It would be foolish for me to try to. I better deal with my DNA, what's inside of me, and let me come out, let me be seen. Opposed to even one of the comedic stories that I heard years ago with Bill Cosby. They say Bill Cosby, Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby. Richard Pryor used to want to be like Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was before him, and Bill Cosby was clean and astute, had his thing together. And Richard Pryor was trying to be that, because sometimes you emulate what's before you. So he was like, well, this cat is working. I'm sure that's what he thought in his mind. I might need to do what Bill is doing. Went on stage one night, tried to do what Bill was doing, and somebody said, that's Bill Cosby. You're not Bill Cosby. And that's when Pryor started cursing. And people laughed. Even the same with Lenny Bruce. He used to curse a lot on stage. But see, that's their nature. That was them. That was their DNA.
Yeah.
Just like Cosby, he wasn't a cursor. We got a lot of people out there that aren't cursors, that people that don't curse. So it just depends on who you are, where you come from, and what you really want to do. How true are you going to be with the world? Because sometimes when you curse and stuff, you're telling you're putting that accent on there because it's so true. So George Carlin, he was another great, and he was very honest with his jokes. A lot of people thought sometimes it was distasteful. A lot of people couldn't take it, but it was truth. And sometimes what a comic is truly the messenger, and that you have to say what you need to say because it needs to be said, whereas others, they just don't want to say it, or they feel they can't say it, or they're too good to say it, or it make them look too bad to say it. But the truth is necessary. The truth is necessary because we all are not the same, and we receive things differently. That's why you have different churches. You think some people, you go to some church, girl, they hooping and hollering too much over there for me. I'm going to go down here to sit down at this pew like I need to be sitting. I ain't got to do all that hooping and hollering. And some people really feel like that. They think it's hooping and hollering. And some people, girl, they are dead up in there. Girl, how was that feel? You see what I'm saying?
I totally resonate what you're saying. That's my ministry, pretty much. We talk about that all the time. Like, literally, I'm all about transparency. Listen, I'm not liked by everybody because everybody don't get me. Everybody doesn't get my ministry because I'm all about telling the truth. Let's talk about those things that, most people don't talk about. And what better person to talk about that with somebody with influence, So I'm like, hey,
That's
influencers,
right.
come on my show. Tell them truth. Tell people what you've been through. Tell them that you put your, pants on the same way so they can, get healing and move forward, So
Exactly.
Man, wow.
That is so true, because a lot of people, they wonder and they think and they want to ask questions. They'll think that something just possibly happened overnight, and things don't happen overnight. It takes some long haul, just like I said, that story just now I heard years ago in regards to Brian, in regards to Cosby. They're totally different men, but they both were successful, and they both had their, like we all got, our vices. And so then you come to that part of your life. Okay, who's gonna rule who? You know what I'm saying? Is I'm gonna let the alcohol take over me, or am I gonna let my gift and talent take over me? Because sometimes we just get so caught up. And in show business, it's a lot that goes on. It's a lot of, sometimes could be pressure, especially if you're really in that spotlight and people really digging you, And so being up there in front of people is great, but a lot comes with it. And I know that you have to be able, you have to have that tough skin, because you will be criticized, you will be analyzed, and people will swear they know you, swear they know what you're doing. They've been to your house. So it just the differences of things from other things, like if in corporate you got to learn all the rules, the policies, and then you must abide by them. And those that are over you are not club owners, but those are the supervisors and the managers who have made their way and feel as though they're at a certain level and they must be exalted because I've done it, and that's a great thing. That's a great thing, because you've done it doesn't mean that you have to trample on people. Because you've done it, you don't have to make no one else look bad. You have to help whoever that is coming behind you so they can continue to succeed, and that you can also succeed too. A lot of times people be afraid to help other people. They think they're going to get ahead. And that's what the problem is sometimes with some cultures. And that's when we really do need to push some ahead and give them that leverage that they need. You got oodles of hospitals. And they're already talking about now, unfortunately, with COVID-19, that's how there aren't enough. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
You got oodles of people who are losing their lives behind this thing. And they need medical attention. They need doctors. They need nurses, technicians. So you can't afford to push nobody back, even when it comes to comedy, even when it comes to acting. How many people do we know have come and gone? How many, even with no matter what it is, even when it comes down to the horses, if you think about it, with the horse races.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy analogy, but you think about it. That horse gone now, okay. You was doing the best you could for that horse while you was grooming and growing that horse. That's what we have to do with people. You have to do the best you can so it can perpetuate, so it can come back to us. We can't always thinking, just like if this thing is true, what they're saying with this COVID virus, that someone created it out of Harvard, and that they did it for this, they did it for that. They and that, people were so busy that are supposed to be our quote unquote leaders of the each country, whatever that they're supposed to govern over, and then you find them not even paying attention to serious stuff. So then it makes you think, okay, so what are we supposed to do? Sometimes, we can't always be laughing, especially especially when some of the decision we make is going to impact many people. That's even with comedy. You have to be careful what you say. But sometimes some of those things can really impact a lot of people.
Yeah, you're right. Everything's political nowadays. A lot of times you can't really express things the way you want to, and you're on the front lines, and definitely just because you're giving the joy and the humor into the message. However, this is a true message, and it's a transparent message that can cut you like a knife, depending on what state of mind you're in. Because I believe you're reaching serious issues. Mental illness is a real fact. And being an advocate for it, I know what that does to others. Like, you said something so profound. Please tell me about that, Miss Annie, because a lot of times I don't think people realize, like, when this situation of being quarantined in the house, and if you're married, most people, they love their spouses, but they didn't realize how much they didn't like their spouse. And like you said, the domestic violence has increased, because I know it's funny. I heard a message from a social worker today, and she talked about that just going to the grocery store with her husband, and her, a lady pretty much was dealing with a situation, violence. She didn't know. We didn't know who it was. They didn't know. We didn't broadcast who it was, so we know she was affected. However, she pulled her to the side and had a conversation with her and said, "Listen, I need some help." And what do you do? Because she's not the only one. So this is real talk. When you're literally quarantined in your house, you can't leave. If you leave, you might be fined. I mean, this is real talk. So we really need to have those conversations. And it's almost like you can't ignore them now. You can't just leave and say, "I'm mad at you, let's go." No, you have to stay in the house. So you got to tighten issues, right?
If it's your house, unless your house got upstairs and the downstairs, like me, hell, my husband lives upstairs, I live downstairs. I say, "Welcome to the party." Came home one day, knocked on the wrong door. I said, "Hey, you need to go around that corner, hit them steps."
Isn't it true? I mean, and I love how you're being transparent with this, because a lot of times most people don't want to talk about that, right? And you have so much humor with it, but we need to be real talk with it. Like, listen, you got to, but you're probably going to need some help, or you need some advice or somebody to come in just to really tackle those issues, because now you can't ignore, right? The elephant in the room.
Exactly. And so that's why I said this might be good for a lot of people. And like you said, you can't ignore it. When you rushing, you're going past and through and flow. And long as the economics of the household is still running, you see what I'm saying? Okay, they both are functionally working and doing what needs to be done for the house and for the children, then okay then. But then now here we are, got to act like we really are a family, because we are, but in our spirit, we can't sit two horses. So what do you do for that? So I think this is the same thing that happened with 9/11. I know a lot of people got divorces after 9/11. A couple of my friends did. They was like, about this and stuff like that. It makes you think and everything, because you need to be at peace. And the horrible thing is, with all of this economics and stuff, some people feel or can't or don't want to, they can't survive. And then you got some people who have mates, and the mates don't want to let them go. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason. So you never know when you getting involved with someone, and when you say those I do's, you don't know what they're going to lead to. You always hope for the best. But that's how come I think like how it's supposed to be set up, like, hey, the courtship. And just like that, even come with trying the spirit, like the Bible tells us, try that spirit. You know what I'm saying? See if it's true. You know what I'm saying? See how that person act with anger. And see how that person acts with love. See how, because some people can't even love and some people can't even hate. So if you're an over lover and you need to make a decision that there needs to be made, but you can't do it because you just enthralled, that's not healthy either. And if you do make the decision, and you have to be able to live with it. And you have to be able to work yourself through it. And a lot of people, they get in situations, and when the situation is over, they don't know how to get themselves downtime. They think it's off to the next person, and that's the worst thing to do.
Right. I tell you, you take yourself with you. Right.
You take yourself with you. That's right.
You take yourself with you. So you look. I learned that early. Like some, ladies that are with them that have been married for 30+ years. They say, listen. A lot of times it's not the other person that you're mad at. It's really some unresolved issues that you may have not, tackled, in your past, and brung them on in your marriage. So if you leave this person, you leaving feel, upset, feel insecure into the next relationship until you really tackle that issue and let God heal it. So it is true. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's right. And that's but you gotta know you need the healing. So that's it right there. If you know you need the healing, and if you can give yourself time to heal, you'll be all right. But if you try to rush into that thing right after another one, right after another one, that's what causes the problem and confuses the person too, I believe, and especially with women, because women we're how can I say this in a good holy way? We're like the glove, and the man is like the bat, and so I mean, like we're open basically for everything. If you think about us as females, you know what I'm saying? We bear the children because the child is put inside of us. So much, and everything from the male is leaving him. He spews everything. He spews it out. He with everything. You know what I'm saying? If he gets angry, he spews it out. He pushes it out. Whereas most of the time, a female, especially these days, things have changed. Thank God. But back in the day, the women would hold that stuff in their lives forever. Even if they didn't like something, they might have just wanted him to. Can you walk softer? And couldn't even say that without the, might have a little violence pop off. Don't tell me what to do. Don't do this. Don't do that. So, it is, and as females, like I said, we are the receivers, and the men are the spewers. And so, if that's the case, and I think that's why a lot of times they've been able to just walk away from stuff, because we are always the gatherer and we are always the receiver. And you have to make sure that you got the right person that you're receiving from. That's really it. Take a little time, be serious. Don't put the passion before the play. Simple as that.
You know what? It is simple as that, because it's so true. It's so to the point. It's so real. That's why you are so amazing, Miss Annie. I'm telling you, everyone, if you just joined the Lekeisha Mosley Show, we have the amazing comedian, American actress, creative, woman of God, Annie Mcknight, and she is literally just telling her life story and pretty much telling us about the industry, in business, and right now today, and just really just having a real talk conversation about the epidemic today and what's going on. Listen, tune in. You're really going to love the conversation, because we have a couple of good questions coming up, Miss Annie, that we just want you to tackle with us. Just being an amazing role model as an amazing woman, and in the industry, we're a minority, right? And I just want to know, just tell us, after we're going to have a song break real quick. And once this song break is over, please tell us just really, just being the role model that you are, who influenced you and who really just placed that foundation for you to keep going as a woman in this industry, because it's so amazing. Everyone, we're going to listen to this amazing song. It's called My Valentine. It's by Miss Barbara Cox.
You're listening to Gary Sly Worldwide Podcast.
Diamonds are pearls. All
Amen, everyone. Thank you so much for joining back to the Lekeisha Mosley Show. Wow, we're having a great time, and you just finished listening to My Valentine by Deborah Cox. And right now we have the amazing comedian, American actress, creative, and woman of God, Annie Mcknight, here with us on the Lekeisha Mosley Show, and she's really giving us some great nuggets, y'all. Oh my gosh, Miss Annie, thank you so much for still being with us this evening. Oh wow.
Yes, thank you.
We appreciate everything that you are. You're so amazing because you're real. You've done it. You've been there, done it. You're coming with us with real experiences in the industry. And so the question I asked you before our music break, pretty much just as far as if you have just right now, just let us know. Being the role model that you are, influencers that were, in your path that you looked up to, if you could just let us know those and just really give some ladies out there the insight and wisdom in order how to move on in their purpose, because, listen, they're needing it right now. And they're at home and they're at this situation. A lot of times they're thinking that they have no way out.
Exactly. And there's always a way out. And, what it comes from is the courage. There's always a way out of anything and everything. You just got to have the courage to go forward and to do it. I think that's what happens lots of time, because you are going towards working into the unknown. And the unknown is always scary, even if it's daytime. Normally the unknown is when it's nighttime and, oh, girl, don't go around that corner. Don't go in that closet. Wait a minute. Don't go in the house and light's not on. But the unknown is every day. But a lot of times we don't realize it's every day. We only let the unknown be there when it's dark or when we think it's an apparent fear. But the unknown is every day. And every day we get up. Every day we take care of ourselves and prepare ourselves to walk out the door. Even when we're on quarantine, people are getting up. I'm sure they're brushing their teeth. They're washing their face. They're preparing. They're thinking. And it's an unknown. So that's how you got to look at it if you are in one of those relationships. It's an unknown, but baby, honey, you'll make it. You'll be all right. Because after that, something else going to come along. But what you do when you get ready to step out into that unknown, have a plan. And this with anything. I'm not just exclusively talking about as far as leaving a person. I'm talking about as far as your opportunities, as far as a job, as far as a career. Make a plan. Decide. Look at yourself, like I was saying earlier. Consider yourself what you really do, what you really enjoy doing, and how well you do it. And it just rolls off your back. If you're good at hair, do hair. There's nothing wrong with it. You never get out of needing someone to do somebody's hair. I need somebody to do my hair now. I've been locked up in here all these days. I'm about like looking like a cotton ball around here. I need a colorist. So you know what I'm saying? So
oh, you talking real talk right now. A lot of us don't know how to have that creativity to your own hair. Listen, you telling us the truth. God is, look, there's some gifts within everybody that God is trying to get them to expose and to go ahead and run with. I feel like that's what you're telling us all right now, to run with those gifts that's been locked up inside, huh?
That's it. Don't even worry about it, because no matter what, it's unknown anyway. No, so you ain't got to worry about, well, I don't know. It's already unknown. You didn't know this morning when you woke up. You just knew, hey, God came and touched you. Boop, your eyes open. You thought to yourself, okay, everything's cool. Okay, start my day. But in reality, it was unknown. If everything that you had planned wasn't going to work out the way you had planned it, nah, it was just planned. Things come about spontaneously all the time and throw us off course. And when you get thrown off course, don't be afraid to get back on course. If you get thrown off course, take a break. Find out what threw you off course. Was it you? Was it the situation? Maybe this ain't where you're supposed to be at this time. Don't dig too deep in it. I think people sometimes get too deep, get too carried away. And don't worry about making it. You're going to make it if you keep moving. And that's the truth.
Now, did you say moving forward? I talk about that on the Lekeisha Show all the time, about moving forward, not looking back. Because God ain't looking back.
That's right.
He gonna keep going, right? We got to catch up.
That's it. He gonna keep going, and we saw that in Jesus. No matter who table he turned over, whoever he turned to, and whoever had to be turned into a pillar of salt, whoever, whatever, it didn't matter. He kept it moving, and that was it. He kept it going, and that's it. That's what he really showed us and taught us. He had a journey. He walked it. We all got a journey. We're here for a reason. This isn't an accident. We're here for a reason. We're here for a reason. And if you're with somebody that you don't want to be with, hey, make yourself able to get up out of the situations. Don't be in no bad situation forever and a day. Don't do that to yourself.
Oh,
I
think you just spoke something real.
Yeah, and even with people with their jobs. All the time people be scared to leave their jobs. I'm not leaving my girl, let me leave my job. She going out there, she won't be on her. Let me on. You know what I'm saying? And I've had people around me like that. They start making me think, well, maybe I'm not leaving either. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You can't do that. I've had so many different jobs, like I told you earlier, so so that's how I know you can't do that. I know it's always gonna be something. And so you can't be scared, you just can't be scared. And God tells us that, fear not. For I walk with you. Yea, though you walk through the shadow, through the valley of death, I am with you. No matter what. And that's truth. And see, that's how, and until we get in our mind and not thinking because we don't see it, and we got to know that the power is within us. We carry the power every day. We are a source of great power as people, and we it's in us, and we have it in us. It just, if you pull it out, and if you speaking it is so important. Speaking to yourself, knowing who you are, believing who you are. I remember I used to get in my living room I had met J. Anthony Brown, and I was doing my comedy, and this one I just got started in South Carolina. J. Anthony Brown bought me a mic stand. I still got that mic stand, and he made put a paper, a tape around an old pipe, and said that was my microphone. He said, "Practice. Get in your living room, practice." And I used to do just that. I used to get in my living room, and when I moved to California, I brought my mic stand with me. It's in my garage right now. And I would doggone it practice. I would put up my signs around in my house, my cues, what to do this. Don't talk so fast. You know what I'm saying? Make your transition plan. All that stuff. That's all it is when you go to school. They're just telling you what you need to do. Because they've already tried it. There really isn't nothing that hasn't been done before. That's what they say. There's nothing on this earth that has not been done before.
Wow.
And it's true. Yeah, it's true. That's right. It's true. I was trying to think of the Bible verse that even makes that plain for us to tell us. The way it tells us there's nothing new under the sun. So that tells you. That Bible verse that said there's nothing new under the sun. So if there's nothing new under the sun, that means everything and all the people, all the idiosyncrasies that they're dealing with, that they have, has been here. Ain't nobody doing this and ain't nobody doing that. It may be perpetuating itself, but it's been here. It's been here.
My God. Listen, we having a good time today. Oh my God, Miss Annie Mcknight. We have to come to a close because this is so amazing. But listen, I just love you, and I just, if you have any other projects or any new business that you want to share with the Lekeisha Mosley Show and Positive Power, we would just love for you to come back and share it with us. But before we close, I just want you to let us know just how we can stay connected with you and what new projects or anything that you have coming up right now that you want us to stay in tune with. I mean, you're on everything. You're on ABC. You're on ABC, NBC. You're in Stars. You're on BET. You're everything. I really can't.
Yep.
I mean, you have so much going on. You're everything. So please let us know how we can stay connected with you and just stay in tune with everything that you have moving forward.
But y'all know I'm black, so follow me like the police. On Instagram, Facebook, that funky chicken Twitter.
Yes.
So just follow sister, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing. You know, when I get on these shows, I throw a little bit of comment in there, but I think people really want to hear some real stuff. You know, they don't want you to always just shucking and jiving. You know, I'm not one of those type of comics and stuff, and nothing wrong with those that are like that. But I think sometimes people really want to know. People really do want to know, well, how can I get up there and do some of that too? And so I like to share it and everything. They can look for me also. I'm working with J. Anthony Brown and nephew Tommy on it's really the YouTube videos that they're doing called Stay at Home, and it's called T&J Stay at Home. So y'all can look that up on YouTube. Also, I'm starting my own podcast. I got a podcast called Everything's Entertainment, and I need to go on and drop that, so I'll probably be doing that within the next couple of months as well. And so just stand, prayerful, stand within the master plan, and follow the lines that are drawn.
Wow. Well, you are doing the master plan. You're everything, honestly, because you're real and transparent, because that's what God is. I feel like that's what Jesus was trying to tell us when he was here. Just live your dream. Look at me. Watch me. I promise you, I'm just like you. This is how you do this. Follow the plan that's within your heart, and you will succeed. Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh. Mm-hmm. Well, listen, Miss Annie, I can't let you leave without you talking to my amazing producer, Jerry Works Live, because he has a question for you. So he wants to chime in before you disconnect on the Lekeisha Mosley Show. So, Jerry, you have the floor.
Bring it on, Jerry. Bring it on.
That's right. Batman Ray here. Yes, Miss Annie, thank you so much for joining us right here on Positive Power and adding light to everything you just said. And so people just have their antennas up, being careful. Because even me, I just celebrated 28 years in marriage yesterday. And we try to keep our distance a little bit. Thank you. And I spend my time down here in the man cave, and she got her space, her spaces, and I know where to stay in my lane. I know where to stay. So
that's it.
And the thing was going on. We actually
they say
I'm sorry.
A happy wife make a happy life.
That's right. Happy wife.
They say a happy wife make a happy life.
Yes. They told me that. Somebody told me that in day one. So I understand. I know the rule. And also we actually produced a film for television that's going to be airing on Comcast about domestic violence. And it was funny because we had actually worked on this almost a year ago. And the young lady that actually in this film actually passed about a month ago. But we releasing it, in her honor, dedicated to her. So
Amen.
This is to shed light so people could be aware that domestic violence can be a problem. And for those that understand there's help out there for you, because it affects everybody, your children, your immediate family, everybody's affected by this. And those kids carry this around for a long time. Daddy beating up on mommy.
And that's right. That's right.
So
Go ahead. I mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
I'm just amen and what you were saying, and you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Daddy beating up mama and all that fighting, and then got to go get a knife and cut and hurt. And those kids, they don't need to go through that, because you know why? They love them both.
That's right.
They love them both.
So
and that's what the parents got the kids.
That's right.
It ain't no size.
That's right. No
you
size.
Can't choose. You can't make them. You can't make them, because they both of y'all. The DNA come from the man. Hey, with 12 chromosomes. So and. So we're gonna make up that doggone that DNA stem, and they're gonna make it what it is. It's gonna make a human being,
right.
And that human being gonna come out gonna have similarities in the DNA line can run so long, the bloodline, the baby might come out looking like grandmama.
That's right.
I had one friend of mine, her husband got mad at her because the baby came out look like grandmama, but grandmama was doggone German. You know what I'm saying? So how you gonna get mad at a baby light?
That's
and
right.
you dark.
That's right.
That's in the line.
That's right.
That's in the line.
I feel you.
That's in the line.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
And I just think
that was big for you to bring that up like that, because people just have to be honest with themselves, who they are. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, hey, we are around each other a lot right now. A lot of us, more than we probably ever been around somebody besides, 1 week or 2 week vacations. But we hitting on 3 weeks now on going into a month. So people really have to, really, find your space, and keep your distance, find something to do. That's right. Find something to do. But also I wanted to say too, I've been watching a lot of YouTube comedians, and I noticed there's a lot of females comedians doing that thing. And I want to ask you, do you think social media had a lot to do with that, or would you give that credit to one particular person? I know Tiffany Haddish has taken off, and she's bringing a lot of females, a lot of sisters along with her. So just tell us real quick, in your words, how why you think it's been an explosion of female comedians.
Well, I just think it's just part of time. I think also is the fact that YouTube, the media, the availability to show and be out on a platform, whether you're making it or not. I also think it's part of the Me Too movement too. Mm-hmm. I think it's just part of of women as a whole saying, "Hey, give me mine." I mean, you think people like Tiffany Haddish, her journey was totally different from my journey. I remember I didn't even know Tiffany. Tiffany sent somebody over to meet me at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in Long Beach about 5 or 6 years ago. And young man came to me and said, "Annie, Tiffany Haddish want to meet you." I said, "Who is Tiffany Haddish?" He said, "This is up and coming comedian." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, tell her, come on over and meet me." And then she knew who I was, and she told me how she enjoyed, she had been watching me. I didn't know, a couple of Jackie, even this other girl named Jackie Fabulous, she had told me. So I used to watch you on TV when I was a little girl. So you never know who's watching and who has watched and who you have made an impact on. You know what I'm saying? So Tiffany, met me. I met Tiffany. I've seen her on other occasions and stuff like that. I work with the foster youth. One of the people that knew Tiffany that had actually worked with Tiffany close hand in hand. And he even brought us closer together. So I think Tiffany is doing her thing. Yeah. I'm proud of her. It's not an easy journey. You know what I'm saying? She had some luggage that she brought with her too. Mm-hmm. But I think now she's realizing that she's been blessed.
That's right.
And by her being blessed, a lot of that stuff that has loomed around her, she can release.
That's right.
She can release.
That's right.
And she'll realize how life is and how people are and stuff. But the best thing to do is always know you're not in a race.
That's right.
And if you'd have made your goal line like Tiffany has, Tiffany, we always just want our millions, right? Mm-hmm. So praise God. Tiffany Haddish has made her millions now. She can go on and do and do whatever she want to do.
That's right.
And I call myself, I can claim some of that.
That's right.
Because I was one of the old heads that they was watching. I've had a lot of young guys as well as young ladies who come to me. I even had places I'd go and young ladies said, "Aren't you that lady that used to be on TV on BET?" And that was years ago when I was on Do the Right, the way we do it. And I said, "Yeah, that's me." I said, "Where you know?" She said, "I used to watch you." She said the same thing Tiffany said. She said, "I used to watch you. I used to watch you on TV." So if they used to watch me and they enjoyed me, that's inspiration. That's right. So my job has been done.
Amen. That's right.
You see what I'm saying? That's and right. If I can carry myself in a way where I ain't distributing no hate to none of these young ladies, I'm applauding them, I'm lifting them up, I've done my job.
That's right. You are.
I've done my job.
We appreciate you.
All we want is a little fame and some money, right?
That's right. Just get paid. That's right. I feel you. Just want to get paid. So we hope to meet you someday. We will be looking out for you. And again, thank you so much for coming on Positive Power WXI on the Lekeisha Mosley Show. All right, you want to close this out, Lekeisha?
Absolutely. Well, listen, I'm just so thankful for you, Miss Annie. Just thank you so much for coming back. Definitely, please come back if you have some time. Just have any more projects that you have, or just have some inspiration you want to share with us. We're more to, open arms for you to come back and share it with us for sure. Well,
I greatly appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. That's an honor to me to have that open invitation. Thank you so much. Thank you both. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you so much, Lekeisha.
Amen.
And hey, God continue to bless you both.
Thank you. You too. All right, Lekeisha, you ready to close this out? Ready?
Absolutely. All right, everyone. We're going to go ahead to the last segment of our show, and it's going to be a real quick segment. We're going to go ahead and focus on Isaiah chapter 45, verses 18, and this is going to be in the New International Version, and we're going to say, "For this is what the Lord says, He who created the heavens, He is God. He who fashioned and made the earth, He founded it, and He did not create it for it to be empty, but He formed it for us to inhabit it. And He says, I am the Lord, and there is no other." Listen, take something out of that scripture right there, that God did not create this just for it to not work. God did not create the heavens and earth for it to not blow up into so much, gifts and wisdom that you have within your heart. I believe this time right now is for you to really, really just step out, jump, let God show you just how great you are and just how gifted you are within your heart. I promise you, He will not leave you hanging. He will not forsake you. He loves you so much. Hey, I love you. I want you to have a great evening. Make sure you tune in to Jerry Worth Live for Late Night with Jerry Worth Live and Miss Paula G for the last segment of the Triple Podcast. And make sure you understand, remember, lead with confidence, lead with understanding, and always love it. I love you so much. Have a good night. See you next week.
You're listening to Jerry Worth Live Worldwide Podcast.